Hi everyone. Another Christmas card. This time, what I've done is I've ran through a piece of white cardstock with my what's it called, heartstrings embossing folder, and then I cut it into 1 1/8 inch strips, just 4 of them. And now what I'm doing is adhering them with some temporary adhesive there, just so they don't move on me, and ready for the Christmas tree to go on top. So I've just inked that piece of white cardstock up with some VersaMark clear embossing ink and put some Princess Gold embossing powder over it. And now just heat setting that. Rather than using gold cardstock, I went this way. But you'll see later on how it's not not with this die that I've used. It's a Simon Says Stamp Christmas tree die. Very intricate because it's got little swirls in it and they can be sometimes troublesome. The first time I did this, it was fine. When I make cards, I like to make a couple of them at a time because then I don't have to recreate them. They're there and I can use them. So yep, that worked out okay, thankfully. So I just stacked that under a heap of books, weighted down, so that way it'll flatten out better. Yeah, this was so frustrating. I did it again, but it just stuck big time. And I'd put a bit of white copy paper in there to protect the front of the cardstock, but yeah, it stuck. So I thought, why don't I use, because they're so hard to get out, they're so embedded, I'll use some of my embossing buddy powder there and ran that all over the die, and it came out so easy. Was so happy with it. Obviously the cutting mechanism wasn't the best, but it still come out and I didn't ruin anything, and I used metallic gold cardstock on it. So I'll try it again another day when I've got more patience with the gold embossed. So now I'm going to do the front sentiment here, and I'm gold embossing it as well, just so that it sort of looks cohesive. Again with the gold, Princess Gold embossing powder. It's very pretty gold, that one. I like it. Bit wishy-washy stamping of it though. I probably pressed a bit too hard. Now this is another technique I like to use, where you just ink the edges up with the clear embossing ink and then heat emboss it with, some ink. So some embossing powder. So it sort of finished off that little section, shall we say. Okay, so I think that's the front elements done. So I'm now going to adhere the swirly Christmas tree to the separated pieces there. So I've got it separated enough so that it will fit evenly on the front of the card with an 1/8 of an inch border all round. I didn't know whether this was going to work, whether the Christmas tree die was going to stick to the pad, but it didn't. So there we go, just picked it up, turned it over, and putting some foam double-sided tape there. I made this myself actually. There's a lot of times I just need strips, and just used normal plate like foam, and yeah, it was very good. So then adhering it to the front of the card, which I thought would be a bit tricky, but it wasn't too bad. They stayed together pretty good. So I thought that was a pretty helpful technique. And then the bottom piece, which is what the sentiment's going to sit on, and I thought this sort of looked like a tree base, you know, the pot that the tree sits in. So yeah, I was quite happy with the way this one turned out. So yeah, I needed, yeah, well, I could have used other tape, but it was out on my desk, so I thought I'd just grab that one and pop it up. There's no way I was going to pop up the swirly Christmas tree. That would have been a nightmare. So there we go. I think I've centered it enough. So that's the front done. So I was really happy with how that eventually turned out. And so now just for the inside sentiment. And I just took a Christmas tree stamp of words and masked off the top section because I just wanted to use "and a Happy New Year." So, because the front one said, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," so I thought that was appropriate to go in to finish it off. And I probably should have done it in the gold embossed or a brownie coloured ink, but anyway, we did it. So I'm just showing you there the actual full stamp and what I used and what I didn't use. So there you go. Done. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye, guys.